Welcome back to Crypto Recap. This week we are covering some exciting developments across the pond in Europe with their big steps towards including cryptocurrencies into their economic system. And then back on our side of the pond, we've got some really exciting news coming from Congress of an actual senator in favor of cryptocurrency.
That's right.
So we are joined by Dave Zeiler, our Monday Mornings cryptocurrency expert. Thanks for being here, Dave.
Always good to be here.
So let's start in Europe and then work our way back home. We'll start with France. What's going on there?
Well, in France, the central bank of France has decided that it is going to be the first major central bank in the world to launch a cryptocurrency, its own cryptocurrency. It'll be tied to the euro, of course, a digital euro. And they intend to kind of get moving on it. They're going to start testing it in the first half of 2020. So they're very serious about it. It won't be a cryptocurrency for the general public, at least at first. They're going to reserve it for their, large financial institutions. But it is a good sign. It shows that they are willing to integrate the crypto and blockchain technology into their system. One of the reasons they want to do it, they said, is to increase their efficiency of their system, which has always been, something that people have said that blockchain technology can bring to the financial world. The other thing they want to do, of course, is they want to make sure they have their sovereignty over their currency. And this is a slap at the Facebook Libra project, of course. Coincidentally, also this week, you had a bunch of the EU finance ministers say that they specifically do not want private cryptocurrencies in the EU at all. They've been talking about this ever since the Libra project was announced. They keep saying it every, so often they come back out and say, no, we do not want this here. That's by having their own cryptocurrency, they're very much emphasizing that they want control over it. Now, they don't seem to mind stuff like Bitcoin, which is decentralized, not controlled by a company.
So then Germany also had some news in the cryptocurrency front.
Yeah, in Germany, they have a law that takes effect on January the 1st, which will allow their banks to buy and sell cryptocurrency and hold cryptocurrency like as a custodian. And so this is a big deal because up till now, cryptos have not been illegal in Germany, but it's been some kind of a gray area. And just like in the United States, banks in the United States have not wanted to touch cryptocurrency for the same reason. It's a gray area. They don't want to have anything to do with it. They don't want to get in trouble with the regulators. But now in Germany, it's explicitly legal for them to do it because of this law. And so the banks will be able to do this. They're going to be able to offer funds, crypto-based funds that'll be German-based funds so that the German investors will be able to invest in them directly and not have to go outside of Germany to do that.
Briefly, what would be is there any impact on the price? Like, are we going to see Bitcoin rally on this, or is it just kind of some news that passes by?
Well, the news has happened. The markets haven't reacted much to it, and I don't think they will when these things happen next year. But, the EU market isn't all that huge for crypto, even though I think it will encourage some buying, especially in Germany. But I think what you're seeing here is you have two of the major countries of the world, especially in France with a central bank, doing this. And I think this is going to spur more development around the world. People are going to see that. Nobody wants to be left behind. A lot of other countries and central banks that are considering this, they already have it on their drawing board or they've been meeting about it, talking about it. They might speed up their projects to create their own digital currencies, central bank-based digital currencies. And there are other countries like India that have been against it, or resisting it, trying to stop it. They, at some point, as more and more countries and central banks come around and start to integrate these things, I think it's going to start to change their minds because they're not going to want to be left behind.
So back on this side of the Atlantic, the Senate now has a new member that is very, very integrated into the cryptocurrency world.
Yes, her name is Kelly Loeffler. She's been appointed to a seat that is being vacated by a retiring member of Congress who's retiring for health reasons. She happens to be the CEO of Bakkt, which is the Bitcoin futures exchange that is owned by ICE, which also happens to own the New York Stock Exchange. So she's the CEO. She will, of course, leave that post when she goes to Congress. And this is going to be the first time that Congress has really had an in-house expert on the crypto markets, cryptocurrencies. but in particular on crypto markets, how they work. Up till now, the only experts they've had have been people who've testified in front of their committees. But having a person in Congress who knows this is really a big leap forward. It'll help to have an expert that's an actual member of Congress. I think the members will take her opinions more seriously than they do the folks that come in from the outside to testify. And she'll be able to have a lot more influence over any kind of legislation that has to do with cryptocurrency. I'm sure other members will go to her for advice and like, what do we do about this? So many of them have only the vaguest idea of what it's all about. And I think they'll be happy to have somebody they can go to. It's going to be really good for cryptocurrency and the US and pushing things forward, especially on the legal front, to make it easier to use cryptocurrencies in the United States. And hopefully they'll deal with the IRS situation, which up to now has been pretty ugly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this, Dave. And people can find his latest works in the description. We've got links to all of that, and you can follow him on Twitter there as well. Thanks for being here, Dave.
Always good to be here.